going on, everyone? So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at The Mandalorian, Mines of Mandalore from Star Wars The Mandalorian. So as you all know, this figure is part of the new A-list subline. So far, they've done this one and they've done Vader. Now, this is one that I was going to skip because they've taken a step backwards. They decided not to include the jetpack and they reverted back to the plastic cape. So I wasn't going to buy this. But I saw several of these and a bunch of Vaders at one of my local Walmarts, and I don't like going home empty-handed, so I grabbed it. And of course, this comes in the Galaxy packaging. Star Wars The Black Series up top. Through the window, you can see Mando comes with a darksaber, his vibro knife, and his IB-94 blaster pistol. Here we have Star Wars The Mandalorian and The Mandalorian, Mines of Mandalore. The front window wraps around on this side, and there's the side with the artwork. It's a pretty good-looking picture. I like it. Got this orange color for the Mandalorian. Small window on the top, and on the bottom, barcode, small print, and some logos. And there's the back of the box. You get the same picture that's on the side. You have a short bio in 5 different languages. This version of Din is number 37 in the Mando line, and then you got some more small print down there. And the bio says, reunited with Grogu, Din Djarin undertakes a new quest to reclaim a place in Mandalorian society as his scattered people unite to take a stand against the Imperial remnant. All right, I'm going to get this version of Din open, and I'm not going to do a full review on this because I've already reviewed Glavis Ringworld. It's the same figure, only better. I'm going to try to fix this one. So I've already painted a jetpack. I just took one of the Credit Collection Mando jetpacks and painted this a metallic silver so it'll match a little bit better. And I also made a cloth cape for him. So let's get him open and let's see how these work. Okay, so I got the Mines of Mandalore version of Din Djarin out of the box. And of course I brought in Glavis Ringworld. And as you all know, this figure is absolutely stellar. The fact that they finally did a cloth cape on this one. Something that we've needed for a long time, so you can put the jetpack on and have the cape on at the same time. I mean, that's just nice. It's an awesome figure. Now, this is the same figure. It's on the exact same body, so he's very posable, and the cloth cape does not affect articulation at all. Going backwards, going back to the plastic cape, yes, this thing does get in the way. Now, if he's just standing there static, it does look great. I mean, there is a lot of nice detail on this cape. I mean, we've seen this before. The folds look great. The tattered, down here at the bottom looks fantastic. They did a great job on this, but it is very stiff and it does get in the way of articulation. So with this one, I got spoiled really quick. So I'm going to try to make this one look more like this one. And again, I'm not going to go into detail on this figure because it is just like the other one. I've already reviewed it. But real quick, the butterfly joints are great. The elbows are very good. The legs are great. He's got a spot for his knife that he can't hold. He holds the pistol pretty well. It's a great figure. But first, let's get rid of this cape, and you can just wiggle this over the helmet, but this head actually pops off fairly easily, and that's what the underside of the helmet looks like. It's a double ball. That's why you have so much range in the head. But yeah, that's what that looks like. And then you can just slip this thing off, and let's pop the head back on. Come on, get on there. There we go. Okay, yeah, wacky range in the head because of that double ball. And then the actual, right there at the neck, that can also move. So that's awesome. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you the jetpack. Okay, this is just one of the Credit Collection Mando jetpacks that I painted, okay, to make it look a little shiny, so it'll match a little bit better. But one thing I found, all right, so the Credit Collection jetpacks, pegs are vertical. The slots on this new overlay on the new Mando are horizontal. So it doesn't line up. So I just had to snip them off, sand them down, and then it will go on. Now it does rotate a little bit. This belt sort of rides in this little cutout right there. Okay, but that's what that looks like. It does go on. Okay, again, it can rotate. Now, of course, you could use a small ball of sticky tack, but that's what that looks like. I think I got the sheen pretty close. Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Okay, so there's the jetpack. And then I just made a very basic cloth cape. So let's put this on next. And here we are, and it doesn't look terrible. It's just a very basic cape. I just took some black material. I just happen to have a piece of this stuff. And of course, Glavis is brown. You could use whatever color you want. I just went with black. It does drape around the jetpack nicely. Now, of course, this being an overlay, you could tuck this material down in there if you wanted to make it look a little more like that one. But that's how that turned out. And I tattered the end, put some holes in it. It's not terrible. It's not bad, but that is an option. If you have Mines of Mandalore and you want it to look more like Glavis Ringworld, if you have a credit collection Mando, just, pop the pegs off the jetpack. Okay, that is something that you have to do because those did not line up at all. These are a little bit wider, and like I mentioned, they're vertical where these holes are horizontal. They do not jive. And here's a quick pose with the dark saber. And this cape totally gets out of the way. You can sort of throw this arm back. And of course, the cape that came with him sits on his right side. So once you kick this arm out, it kicks the cape out, and it really just does not look natural at all. So I think this looks good. And here's the darksaber in two hands in a pose similar to this one. Okay, it does not look bad as far as the way the cape lays. It's got the jetpack on both. All right, I like it. And just want to show you with the pistol real quick. This looks pretty good because this cape, just like I mentioned, hangs on his right side. As soon as you kick the arm out like this, it makes the cape go boink, and it just doesn't look right. So this cloth cape you can have draped on this side, completely draped around the jetpack, and you can get that arm out there in a more natural firing pose, and I think that looks really good. All right, so the cloth cape totally gets out of the way when posing him with his blaster. If I go back to the dark saber, so I have Glavis Ringworld with the saber in two hands. I think I'm going to put this one in just one hand, okay, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. Now, of course, this cape is brown, this one's black. I could have gone with brown, but I just happen to have a piece of black material laying around. I just kind of whipped this up real quick. I think it looks pretty good. So let's go stick them on the shelf and let's see how they look there. And here we are, and I think he looks really good. So until we get more figures from Mando Season 3, I'm just going to stick him over here next to Imperial Light Cruiser Luke because he did have his jetpack on when he was on that ship. So I think this totally works, for now. So here's Glavis Ringworld over here. Okay, cloth cape draped over the left side. This one, same thing, cloth cape draped over the left side, and I think it looks very good. And here's my custom boba that I did. Comment below if you want to see a video on that as far as how I move the shoulder pads and just paint it in black. It looks so much better. But back to this, I'm happy. It's a simple solution. It may not be the best cape in the world, but it does work, and I think he looks really nice on the shelf. So I'm adding this in after the fact. I was looking at some more pictures of Mando from like Book of Boba Fett in Season 3, and his cape is not brown. I know Hasbro likes to make things brown that should be black, but Din Djarin's cape is like a dark charcoal gray, almost the color of my shirt. So I feel a little bit better going with black. I mean, in the future, I can always change it to a color like this. But yeah, it's definitely not brown. But yeah, I just wanted to throw this in here. Now back to the video. And I'm adding this in after the fact as well. All right, so the figure that I used in this video had a terrible imperfection right in the center of the helmet. It was kind of hard to see, but I knew it was there. So as soon as I got done filming, I put it right back in the box, took it to Walmart, and got it switched out. So this one is much better. All right, so I'm happy about that. But something else that I'm adding in after the fact. So on Thursdays, I usually give my sneak peek to channel members. I make a post about Saturday's upload, and Shakes the Clone, okay, channel member and my friend, Shakes the Clone commented. He said, Mines of Glavis, and then he said, Mine of Ringworms, and I said, both of those would work, and then I said, or Ringworms of Mandalore, and he said, that's the one right there, better edit it into the video. So here we are. So the official name for this figure now is The Mandalorian Ringworms of Mandalore. Thank you, Shakes. Now back to the video. So yeah, I just wanted to throw this out here. It's a relatively easy solution to make Mines of Mandalore look a little more like Glavis Ringworld, with the cloth cape and the jetpack. Just keep in mind, if you have a credit collection jetpack, the pegs are not going to line up. You're going to have to snip them off and sand them down. And again, some sticky tack may help this thing stay put, okay? But I just painted it, just some thinned out metallic silver paint to make it look a little more, like this. It may have come out a little light, but it's okay. It's no big deal. The cloth cape, I think, lays pretty well. And of course, he's so much more posable with this cape. I mean, this is what we needed all along. And of course, the Book of Boba Fett version it's just an awesome figure. It's just like instantly spoiled when you have this. I don't know. But this is not bad. This is not bad. But just like always, I would love to hear from you guys. So comment below and just let me know what you think of this. And if you enjoy videos on Star Wars The Black Series, smack like and subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to turn on notifications. I would certainly appreciate it. And something else I urge you to consider, and that is joining the channel. It is the 112th Battalion. It's only 99 cents a month. You'll have sneak peeks to upcoming videos, custom emojis, loyalty badges, all those fun things. I would definitely appreciate that. But just like always, thank you guys so much for watching. See y'all next time.